Hey, folks, welcome to the Alliance Pro Wrestling Network podcast. I am your host, Lewis Carlin. We're heard right here on the Alliance Pro Wrestling Network. Thank you so much for joining me today. Two big pieces of news that kind of just broke, and I want to discuss them. The first is Moose and his contract situation with Impact Wrestling. Ringside News reporting. It says, according to a report from PW Insider, those in Impact Wrestling believe that Moose has inked a new deal with the company. The belief is that he will continue working with Impact Wrestling moving forward. The Impact Wrestling World Title match and Against All Odds was filmed at Daly's Place on June 4th. That match included a lot of action, but it was darkened to hide an empty venue. We'll have to see if Moose gets his revenge against Kenny Omega and the Young Bucks. So it appears the belief is from people on the inside of Impact Wrestling that Moose has signed a new contract. Now, Dave Meltzer reported about 2 weeks ago that Moose had in fact signed a new contract with which Moose denied completely, said no new contract has been signed. And so now this is PW Insider reporting that it is the belief that Moose has signed a new contract. I hope he has. I hope he has signed a new contract. I want it to be officially announced. Nothing's been officially announced yet. This is just PW Insider talking about the belief of some people inside thinking that he's inked a new deal. I know there was an interview. I forgot where it was, but I'm not even going to talk about it. I don't even know if that's true or not. So I'm not even going to go into that. Let's just skip right over that. But anyway, there's a um, Moose is coming off that big match. Moose is coming off that huge match at Against All Odds, and the Young Bucks interfered and caused him the match against Kenny Omega and the Impact Wrestling World Title. Now, Moose did tweet out after that match that him, John Moxley, and Eddie Kingston have the same issues or the same problems, something along those lines, and that they should get together and have a glass of whiskey together, or they should go out and have a glass of whiskey together. So is Moose coming back to AEW to hunt down the Young Bucks with John Moxley and Eddie Kingston? That's possible. Again, I hope he signed with Impact Wrestling. I Impact Wrestling cannot lose Moose. I really hope that an official announcement is made soon because it's June. Today's June 14th, and nothing's been announced yet. I know his contract is coming due. It might have expired already, but the belief is, as I said, according to PW Insider, nothing's been confirmed, which is what kind of gets me a little nervous. I'm not gonna get really excited until Moose himself says, yes, I've signed with Impact Wrestling, or if Impact Wrestling releases Moose has re-signed with Impact Wrestling. And that's when we can all really get excited for Impact Wrestling. But as of right now, it's just PW Insider. But you think Dave Meltzer indicated that he heard that Moose has signed a new contract, which, like I said, Moose denied. And now PW Insider is saying that the belief, according to people on the inside of Impact Wrestling, believe that Moose has inked a new deal with the company. So I hope an official announcement is made soon. Moose, like I said, Moose would not be able. They would not be able to replace Moose. He's right now the biggest star in Impact Wrestling. I was a little disappointed that that he didn't win. I thought he was. I thought there was going to be. Well, there was some shenanigans. The Young Bucks interfered. I wouldn't be surprised if the main event is Slammiversary, if Moose somehow gets in there, and it's Moose versus Sammy Callahan versus Kenny Omega, and the winner becomes the new Impact World Champion. I think they might do that because I don't think Kenny Omega wants to lose. So I think if it's a three-way and Moose pins Sammy Callahan or Callahan pins Moose, I would think that Moose would pin Callahan. So let's go in that direction. If Moose pins Callahan, then he will be the new Impact World Champion, and Kenny Omega wouldn't have to suffer the loss there. So I think that's it. I think that will be the route that they're going if they do in fact sign Moose. And I have a good feeling they're going to, but I'm not going to get really excited, as I said, until an official announcement is made. So once again, PW Insider indicating that people on the inside, and I don't want to keep repeating myself, but I just want everyone to be clear that nothing's official, that PW Insider, PW Insider is reporting that according to people on the inside, they do believe that Moose has signed a new deal with Impact Wrestling. And so we'll, like I said, we'll keep our eyes on that. We'll follow that story, and hopefully we'll get the official announcement very, very soon. Now let's switch gears a little bit. Salina De la Renta was at the WWE Performance Center recently. Free agent wrestler formerly of MLW, Salina De la Renta, the very, very talented Salina De la Renta, was at the WWE Performance Center. Speculation is that she is going to be signing with the WWE. It says here, this is a Wrestle Talk reporting. It says it is expected that the WWE has offered Salina De la Renta a contract or has plans to. WWE has reportedly had interest in her for quite a while. Now, if you follow her on Twitter, Salina De la Renta is going to be shutting down her Patreon at the end of this month. And the WWE doesn't allow their talent to have social media accounts that, such as Patreon or OnlyFans, stuff like that. They're not allowed to have that, or Twitch. They're prevented from opening separate social media accounts. So with Salina De la Renta closing her Patreon at the end of this month, and her being at the WWE Performance Center, and it's rumored that it's being speculated, I should say, that the WWE is expected to offer her a contract or plans to. I think it's a good bet that they've already offered her a contract. She's accepted, and Salina De la Renta will be debuting in the WWE, probably NXT. Salina De la Renta, very, very, very talented. As I said earlier, she cuts a tremendous promo. Great in-ring talent. And she would fit in nicely in NXT. I'm not sure if they're going to bring her in as an in-ring talent or maybe a manager type, but whatever role that she plays, she can knock it out of the park no matter what she does. Extremely talented, and I'm very excited actually to see the plans. And I hope it's NXT. Personally, I think NXT is the better promotion than the WWE. I don't really watch Raw or SmackDown, but I just I watched if you listen to the previous podcast, I watched NXT Takeover in Your House, and it was just fantastic. I haven't watched NXT in a very, very long time, and that show just pulled me back in, and I'm going to be watching NXT on a regular basis now, and I hope to see Salina De la Renta in NXT. But bottom line is, it looks like it's just about guaranteed that we will see Salina De la Renta in the WWE, and I'm sure they'll make that announcement soon as well. So on that note, I'm going to say thank you very much for listening to me today. This is the Alliance Pro Wrestling Network podcast. And until next time, thank you very much. Take care. Bye-bye. And stay safe, everyone. So long. Bye-bye.